Hello, and welcome to a different episode of Jam-Packed Adventures. I'm Josh, and I'd like to tell you about my day. For the first time in a while, it was my day off, and it started out just me. My wife, who's normally right beside me, was nowhere to be found. I woke up and thought, did I miss the rapture? Then I remembered, no silly, Annie is opening at her work today. So I got dressed and had my morning coffee. I thought to myself, this house is too quiet. I must do something with my day. Then I had a light bulb moment. I can do whatever I want today, and nobody can tell me no. I thought hard about all of the things in the area that I have always wanted to do. My mind immediately went to one attraction, the Citrus Tower in Clermont, Florida. With great excitement for my newly laid plans, I gulped down the rest of my coffee and headed to my car. Excitedly, I journeyed the 17 miles to Clermont, where the Citrus Tower transcended above the trees, overlooking beautiful hills of subdivisions and former orange groves. I pulled into the parking lot, where I basked at the gargantuan size of the steel and concrete structure, a true marvel of mankind. I donned my face covering so I don't catch the coronavirus and headed inside to the historic fortification. When I walked in, I was greeted with a gracious hello and an invitation to a charming coffee counter near the window. Now, normally, I like to stick to just one cup of joe in the morning, but if there is anything 2020 has taught me, it is that life is short. So I paid $3.75 for a nice cup of coffee. And at the barista's recommendation, I got it iced. Waiting for my drink to be ready, I admired the nostalgia of the room. The room felt modern, but with several nods to the past. A short time later, I received my beverage. As I began to drink the delicious goodness of iced coffee, my brain reminded me why I was there. I need to find a way up, I thought to myself. Searching the room, I spotted a beautifully crafted elevator. I knew this must be the way up, mostly because it was the only elevator in the room. As the elevator doors opened, I knew it was my time to ascend to the sky, enduring a 40-second journey. After years of waiting, 40 seconds seemed like an eternity to the top. The elevator finally stopped. I felt as if I was in Willy Wonka's factory, about to enter the imagination room. Then alas, it happened. The doors opened, and the whole room was overtaken with light. As my eyes adjusted, I bared witness west to 35 miles of beautiful, swampy Central Florida. Trying to contain my emotions, I took another sip of my delicious iced coffee and began to explore all 300 square feet of magic. Each direction I looked, I saw something familiar, but yet new because of this different perspective. I even saw my car from up there. Buildings, lakes, trees, and even people. People going about their lives, not knowing what treasure was just 15 stories above the ground. The trip to the heavens above Clermont made life seem so simple. But then again, maybe I'm just not used to all this caffeine. I continued exploring, but knew my time in the sky was coming to an end. It really was. Due to COVID, you're only limited to 30 minutes at a time up top. Nonetheless, I bid adieu to the magical skybox and vowed to return another day. I ascended back down to Earth, getting one more look west as the elevator door closed. The 40 seconds down all but flew by this time as I stood in amazement to what I just saw. As I was greeted upon my return to the ground warmly by the team who cares for this local landmark, I was sure to provide compliments as I said goodbye. I walked out into the parking lot that day a changed man. But what's this? Something caught my eye. I remember this structure. Something I saw up above. Is this the White House? No, that's not in Florida. The state capitol? No, that's in Tallahassee. What could this building be? Curious, I walked in and was greeted by an old shopkeeper. The shopkeeper told me to come in. and enjoy the relics of the men and women who helped build this country, the presidents and first ladies. Amazed that something like this existed in Clermont of all places, inquisitively I entered the exhibit. Wax figures stared down at me. Some of our nation's greatest heroes, Washington, Lincoln, FDR, John and Jackie Kennedy. Marilyn Monroe? Sounds scandalous. John Wayne? Guarding the restroom? What's going on? Mrs. Doubtfire? Okay, not everything here made sense. But the real treat was one man's dream of a mini model of the White House. Such fine detail, it was the dream of any leprechaun. I appreciated the museum for what it was, and paid my respects to our country. I then got a call. Would you like to go get some lunch? My mom called and asked. I never say no to food. So I left the museum after a quick pit stop by Mount Rushmore. As I arrived for lunch at the local chain restaurant, my mom had a table ready. A couple of beers and some salads. What a nice treat in this blistering day. So we boasted and toasted and said our goodbyes. Then I headed home, and to my surprise, my wife Annie was home for the day. Reds, yellows, oranges, and greens overflowed from bags containing fall things. My wife said, "It's August, you know what that means." She said fall is here, so we must decorate with pumpkins and leaves that are dying. So I placed a pumpkin here and I placed a pumpkin there and said to my wife, "This looks quite fair." With the house adorned in an autumn glow, I looked at my wife and said, "Come on, let's go." We got in the car and drove a mile. Though my wife was still in denial, I said, "Summer's still here, so we must celebrate. Now open your door before it's too late. Ice cream for you and for me. Ice cream, and so it shall be. Summer, it's been such a bummer. With COVID and heat, both so hard to beat. Let's enjoy the sun that we have left, and let's not try to stress." And so my day came to an end, but tomorrow I'll wake and start over again.